I've been doing a lot of one-on-one mixing and mastering classes lately, and I found out that a lot of people actually struggle with understanding how reverbs work. So today I'm going to give you 3 reverb tips that are guaranteed to improve the quality of your mix. Let's jump right into it. The first one is actually very obvious, but sometimes you might forget. Me too, I have forgotten. I have mixed the whole song and then I realized that, I didn't do this step. And that is finding the correct reverb time for your record. It's very, very important. There are a lot of ways you can do this. There's tons of websites online where you can just go and type in your BPM and just spit out your reverb time, okay? But if you want to do it old school way, you can just do the calculation, which is 60,000 divided by your BPM times 8 divided by 1,000. Sounds like a mouthful, but it's the correct way to do it, because when you do that calculation, you're going to get the reverb time in seconds. A lot of reverb plugins need the time to be in seconds and not milliseconds. But again, if you're not okay with doing the math, go online. There are a lot of apps that you can use to help you calculate your reverb time. That's the first tip. The second tip is using reverb sends. There might be some exceptions to that tip, by the way. For example, if you're making your beats, you can just slap in the reverb directly on the instrument track, right? And you will still get good results. But personally, I think using reverb sends is better because you get more control. You get a much more cleaner reverb, and you can choose to do so many things to your reverb that will only affect the reverb itself. For example, we have a reverb aux track here. We have an EQ at the top of the reverb to do a bit of a low cut and high cut so that we can get a much more defined reverb sound. Now, if you're doing this directly on the track, you would not only be affecting the reverb, but affecting everything on that track. And especially when you're mixing vocals, this is non-negotiable. This is actually the best way to use reverbs when you're mixing vocals. Use reverb sends. You understand? It's just the best. And then the third tip is more of an advanced technique, but it's also one of the very, very amazing ways to get a controlled sounding reverb. And I'm talking about sidechain processing. And that's basically sidechaining your vocals to your reverb. This is very, very effective because when you do this, your vocals is going to stay punchy and then the reverb will come after the vocal. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's listen to this lead vocal without the sidechain effect.
She say, I want you more of my bola.
I mean, that sounds good still, but if we bring the sidechain effect, this is what we're gonna get.
She say, I want you more of my bola.
You can instantly hear that the vocal is more punchy and we still have the reverb coming after the vocal to fill up those spaces, those gaps between the phrases. Now that's what you want. Doing this is going to give you a cleaner sounding mix than you would get if you did not do this. Essentially. And this is actually very easy to set up. All you need to do is insert the compressor into your reverb aux track. Any compressor will work. And then once you've done that, you're going to route your vocal bus to that compressor. Different DAWs will do this differently, but again, the results is the same. With Pro Tools, all you have to do is come to the key input, go to bus, select your lead vocal bus, and that's it. And now when your lead vocal plays, it's going to control the reverb based on the settings that you've done on the compressor, by the way. So let's look at the compressor settings real quick. You need a very fast attack because you want it to act very quickly, a very high ratio so you can get as much compression as possible, and then a very slow release. But personally though, I like to set the release based on the performance of the vocal, right? So for example, I'm listening to this.
She say, I want you more of my bola.
I've set the release to sort of work with the vocals. Do you understand what I'm saying? But technically, you want a slow release so that the compressor will hold on to the reverb until the vocal stops playing, essentially, and then to let go of the reverb and fill up the space between two phrases. This is a very, very important and useful technique. And for me, this is the final thing that I do to achieve a clean reverb in my mix. By the way, this song is Sleep Over by Millie May. Very, very amazing song, man. Listen.
Coming for after 2. Every time she wants to do.
Amazing record. The song is out now and I'm going to leave a link below so you can go listen to the record, and let me know in the comment section below if you guys want me to do the mix breakdown for this record. All right, and we'll run it. We'll do it. Do you understand? That's why I'm here. So that's it for now, man. Just a quick one to hopefully help you improve how you approach reverbs in your mix. Make sure you leave me a like if you find this useful, subscribe if you've not, and if you want to book my services for mixing and mastering, I'm going to leave a link below to the engineers page where you can book my services, or hit me up on Instagram at BennyMacaulayDB. And if you like to buy my vocal, my mastering preset, my mixing and mastering template for Logic and Pro Tools, yeah, I'm going to leave a link below for that as well. So that's going to be for now. I shall see you on the next one. Benny Macaulay out.
She say, I want you more of my bola. She say she want my touch, all over, it's over.